how's StarCraft been going? Have you made any progress? I was just looking real quickly through the notes that we made from last month. It's actually already been, well, not quite a month yet. We're 1 day off, I suppose. But
it was pretty good, but it was like in the middle of an exam phase, so I couldn't play that much. But yeah, it's going okay. Until today, I lost like 250 MMR just today.
Oh shit!
But yeah, the other days were pretty good. Cool. So I went up to Diamond 1 at the start of the new season, because like every match gave like 100 MMR. So
cool,
yeah,
cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's nice. So wait, just to understand, you prioritized school over playing StarCraft? What?
Just one exam.
Oh,
just the last
one exam
today,
over
so.
all of No, I'm kidding. Okay.
just 1 week. Well, not. I tried to take 1 week, but it was more like 1 day.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I couldn't play yesterday, so that's why.
He couldn't play 1 day of the entire month, guys. It's disgusting.
Yeah, that's why I'm losing so hard right now.
That's it, man. You take 1 day off and immediately start failing. I had kind of the same thing today, though. I took yesterday off as well. You know, all is good. Yep. You actually ended last season at 4,039, and right now, actually, dude, you're at very high MMR. Are you kidding me? Wait, you lost 250 MMR on top of what you already have right now?
Yeah.
Sick. 4194. Nice. All right, yeah. So compared to last month, I don't know if you remember the rating then, but you were at 3.9. And apparently, since you mentioned you lost like 200-ish yesterday.
Yeah. So I guess I gained like 200 in comparison to last month. Because like a lot of stuff was like, because of the start of the new season, and like the ladder was a little bit weird.
Yeah. Cool. That's solid progress though. It's higher number than last time. That's really all that counts here. Cool. So yesterday was just a bad ladder day?
Yeah, today.
Oh, today, yeah.
New subscriber detected.
WUHUU.
And it also like deleted all the replays from like before last week or so, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I got only a couple of games at the start of today, and I had the biggest problem with ZVT. And I tried to get more replays with that, but like the 10 games after that, I never got a single Terran. But
it's always the same.
Yeah, I still have two pretty good replays.
Cool.
I lost both, and I have like ideas in one of them why I lost, but the other one, I need a little help with that one.
Cool. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I do want to give a quick thank you to Fario for the resub just now. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that support with the, I believe it was 8 months? Yeah, 8 months. Nice. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. Your Zerg vs Zerg last season was far and away the best, although it was a bit of a... It wasn't all too many games, right? But,
yeah.
All good right now. Oh, yeah, actually, no, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, you were at 74% win rate then, and right now it's at 50, although... Well, you get a lot more ZVZ, man. See, this is what I've been telling everyone. Like, you probably face pretty similar level opponents as myself. Like, it seems like everyone around this level is just playing Zerg. You get twice as many Zerg vs Zergs as any of the other matchups.
Yep.
It's insane. It's insane, man. All right, well, fair enough. All right, yeah, we can definitely do Zerg vs Terran. If there by any chance is going to be a Diamond to Master level Terran player in the chat, or maybe you already have someone to practice against, that'd be cool. But if there's anyone to, you know, who wants to go ahead and play, if you guys could join Group LowkoTV on the European server, that will be much appreciated. I hope there's going to be at least 1 or 2 of you guys, so we can get some practice games in. But yeah, cool. So I'll go ahead and hand you the party lead. If you could host up the first ones, that'd be cool.
Okay.
Lowko, I'm a silver Terran. I got you. Well, I don't. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure Nuke is just going to be able to roll over. You know, silver.
Probably, yeah.
Not to be mean or anything, but
yeah. So in this one, I didn't get my infestors in time. Oh well, I kind of got them, but I already watched the replay, and I think it was one engagement where I failed, where I just was in the fight too long before my infestors arrived. So yeah, I think that's why I lost this game.
Alright, so
But, yeah.
you're playing Roach Ravager based style, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Cool, we'll have a look. Yeah, I actually don't play all too many Infestors when I do play Roach Ravager. I haven't been playing it as much as of late, but you don't like you can like Infestors are obviously very good, but you don't absolutely need them in 100% of the cases. But we'll see.
Yeah, I just found that it's pretty helpful because like when the Terran is harassing a lot, I can't take up to ultras fast enough before they do their like final push. So yeah, Infestors just help a lot with that. So I basically drag out the game a little bit, but yeah, it's a lot safer.
Yep. So wait, is this a game you played today or?
Yeah.
Man,
I played like 20 games today or so.
I was so annoyed today at the ladder, and I was wondering if anyone was seeing the same strategies that I've been seeing, but it's this triple Rex opener into double CC they go for. Really difficult to stop.
Yeah.
But I guess eventually managed to.
I only played 2 Terran games today, so I can't really say that.
Yeah,
much
I don't know what it is. Like I played on Monday and I didn't see this build a single time, and today I saw it in like 3/4 of all my Zerg vs Terrans. I must have missed like one of the pro games or something where this randomly turned into the best threat of all. I actually really like that spine crawler placement. That's really cool. Huh? Yep. I should pick that up. Nice. All right. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious how you're going to be following this up as well. I really do like the scout there with the, I think there was an overseer. But like the double orbital play is so rough to counter at this point in the game. Because right now you've already got a pretty, big deficit as far as income goes, right? So you really need to start either killing him at this point in the game or, you got to try and macro from behind, I suppose. I really like that decision though, that you go ahead and just start making non-stop units here. Not trying to do a mix of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would really like to see a push right now though. Because +1/+1 just finished up. I think that would have been like the best timing to move out at. So you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah. Okay.
just even if you don't plan on like pushing too aggressively, like you literally have all of them lined up brilliantly, right? Like the Evo chamber upgrades, and then also he gone, boys. He gone. Oh no, you back?
Yeah. I'm still here. My StarCraft is a little bit slow because I have like 1.8 of 2 terabytes of my space filled up, so it's a little bit slow at the moment.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. Nah, but yeah, you finish up like the upgrades at the perfect time. So I think moving out would have been pretty cool. I think you may have been able to win the game right there. He probably would have killed your third, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I think the droning, like considering you did take the third base, right? I think the droning there, that was a nice snipe. I think the droning there could have probably been greedier. I like that you get the 16 workers right now, but like all this time, the Terran has already been mining from that for a while.
Yeah.
So probably could have been a little greedier with that, or at least like a little more decisive. You know what I mean? Like right now you basically made a really good army for the +1/+1 roach speed timing attack, but then didn't actually attack with it, right? And then started droning up. It's a little indecisive, I suppose, in that regard.
Yeah.
There we go, though.
I've been just playing like really passive against Terran at the moment, or against Protoss as well. Because yeah, usually they do all the aggression.
Right.
So I can just get enough to defend and then usually counter push to win.
Yeah.
Or
I know
just have like better tech. So yeah, this was the fight where I lost. So all my Roaches and Ravagers died after I killed their tanks because I didn't wait for my Infestors, and then
yeah. I think the game was lost before that though, not necessarily the Infestors. I think like even when you just stop the Reaper harass, like right at this point or so in the game, I don't know, this is a little bit later, you can see like income wise, he hasn't even dropped mules at this point, I don't think. Nah, there's no mules mining. You can see like he's just got so much more income, and that's just because of that early game that early game Reaper play that makes it really difficult to decide like in how good of a position you are. That's like the most difficult thing I think about the Reaper aggression early game. It's like you know that it's coming to your side of the map and you know you're gonna eventually be able to hold it, but like how much eco does the Terran have at that point and how much are you behind or ahead?
Yeah. That's one point I think is really hard for me. Like when they are doing really early aggression, like in whatever way, I can't seem to figure out like how much they can actually build behind that. So yeah, I just played one game against Protoss. He spent like over 1,000 minerals on a cannon rush on my side.
Right.
But like I was pretty stuck there, but I got one drone out and finished a hatch in his natural. But then he already had like 3 stalkers and a mothership core out to defend that. And he also sent an oracle and an adept to my mineral line and killed all my workers. So yeah, I wasn't really sure how to deal with anything of that because like yeah, he killed my natural and I couldn't get out, and he still had a lot of units at home as well.
Yeah, I think you may just play a little bit too passive maybe in that regard then. Just because like obviously with a macro with a hatchery on that side of the map it's difficult to judge anyway, just because well hey, it's a little bit uncommon I guess. But
yeah.
I think like here's what I think happened in this game, right? So you managed to defend the aggression from the Terran player really nicely, and then you drone up until you have 2 bases fully saturated, right? I think that's really good, but then you have to make the decision like what do you want to do next? And if you wanted to keep on playing economy, I think you probably want to take the 3rd base right now and just simply start drawing that up completely as well. I think that's like option 1, and then option 2 would be to get like a really powerful timing attack going. So like either you go eco or you go army, right? Those are basically your 2 options that you have, and I actually really like that you get the full-on army here. It's probably the best choice of the 2. But yeah, then once again, right, we didn't really see the move out, and I think that probably cost you more than you may realize. Because if you play too passive, it may be very difficult to win the game in a later stage of it. Like in straight up macro, I think playing like passive is a really good idea, just because that's really what you shine at. But in these games, you probably are gonna be better off playing a little more aggressive.
Okay.
So hold on, where's that +1/+1 finishing up? I just wanna see the army cost real quick. Yeah, so your army is actually way bigger than his right now. You're probably going to be able to reinforce with more stuff too, but yeah, so I think it's a little indecisive in that regard. Does that make sense though, like the logic behind it?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Cool.
I think I just because yeah, I don't know how much stuff he was able to build up behind that. And I was like pretty scared that he will drop like 3 or 4 medevacs full of units just in my base and kill my entire base before I do finish the game on his side of the map, because of like tanks and his reinforcements and all of that.
Right.
So yeah, that was a little bit of the problem, I think.
Yeah, what I like doing when I have that is to rally all the bases to the mineral line individually. So like say for example the 3rd base, like the white rally line, you just put inside of that mineral line as well. And then you'll hotkey the army that you're moving out at, and then with all the reinforcing units, you just make them, but you don't hotkey them immediately to the rest of your force. And then, you know, when you need the reinforcements, you pull them manually from the bases with all army hotkey. And that way, like, the reinforcing units will automatically defend against drops. At the very least, like, that helps out in a lot of scenarios. You may want to consider giving that a try when you feel like that, because I know the feeling when you like want to move out, but you're not sure if there's a meta effect just like lingering right there or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like you know, one right there. So sometimes the reinforcing units can help out with that as well. And if you're like really uncertain, you could always add on an extra round of queens. But I think in this game you had a lot of static defense as well that you could probably be fine with. So maybe just 1 round of queens and the reinforcements, you probably would have been fine to defend anything. But yeah, like, you know, after the fact, it's difficult to say. I think in general, though, it's probably better to play a little bit more aggressive. In particular, when you're not entirely certain if you're going to be ahead. Because if you're playing really passive, like the reason why like the super aggressive tech up to Hive works so well is because you got a bigger eco than the Terran for like the entire game. But like at this point, if you're not entirely sure, it's difficult to to tech up to a hive deck quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that's kind of the main thing. But yeah, it really comes down to each individual game. Like maybe if you get like an earlier surround on all of the Reapers in the early stages of the game, then you could just play it the exact same way as you did right here. But rather than that, it's difficult. I actually really did like the Overlord Scout you did here. Or I was an Overseer, I'm not entirely sure. But at the very least, you had vision of that third command center going down in the main base. I think that was like a dead giveaway that he was like focusing a lot on eco. So right here, right, you get the Overseer in. It's like a dead giveaway that you know, you probably are going to be best off with a timing attack rather than a macro focus play, because the fact of the matter is that he's got the third base up before you even got your third base started, and mules are pretty good units.
Yeah.
Didn't mind minerals really quickly. Yeah, so I think that's probably would have been a better decision. So basically the exact same thing as you play it, except move out when roach speed and upgrades finish up. I think that that probably would have been better. Anyway, let's have a look at the other one. Yeah, so Sushi is asking, would you go pool first versus Reaper Cheese? It's just so difficult to decide if you want to go pool first. Because pool first is weak against so many things. Unless you know, like if you know your opponent is going to go for the, you know, harass with the Reapers, you may want to blindly go for the spawning pool. But it's, you don't go spawning pool first just in case your opponent is going for a build. Unless, like, this turns out to be a standard. That is not just a common thing over the last, well, 24 hours. We'll see.
Yeah, so in this one, I think it was pretty normal all the time, and then he just got one push up, and that killed my fourth and my natural, and he was able to keep rallying units across the map. And then while I had to build up, so I defended at one point, but I had to build my economy back up while he was able to build more units. So yeah, then he was just able to walk over me at some point. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay, we'll have a look. So this is the game where you meant that, or where you said initially like, hey, I don't know exactly what lost, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, do you like deliberately not go for the queens just yet? Maybe
yeah, I don't know. I've been building like additional queens a lot later. I'm not sure why. Just
yeah, I always get them a little faster. I find it easier with like the creep threat management and all that, but yeah, that's really up to you. Okay, so the 530 drop right here. Okay. Alright. So this is like the 100% standard build that like all the Terrans are going for, right? 5 minutes 30 seconds is when they drop with the double meta effects. Basically, when they go for this, and this is like, you will probably, I'm assuming here you see this in like most games, right?
Yeah.
When they go for this, after you defend it, just go all out in droning. Because once you defend this, you can drone 3 bases fully. That's the one thing I found out over like the last month or so that allowed my win rate to go way up. It feels really greedy. But after defending this, you just drone up 3 bases completely, including all the gases and all the tech that you want. And then, like, I've seen most of the programmers do that, and they even get either a 4th base or a macro hatchery on top of that before they start making army again. So, it's kind of crazy, but the reason for it is that, like, if you look at the Terran's base, they are basically focusing right now on getting those meta effect counts up, and they usually follow it up with, like, a 3rd base really soon as well. So I love that scout there. That's a really important scout.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so basically at this point, you just drone up non-stop. That's kind of the main goal here. Yeah, I like queens for defending against this sort of stuff. Yeah, so I'm kind of missing the all right. So this is I think where the main mistake then was made. I'm kind of missing the control, I suppose, with the roaches, because you're definitely moving them around with the hotkey here. but you probably are going to be better off if you leave a couple of units in each base instead. Because, like, the only thing that would really kill you here is going to be a double drop, right? And that's exactly what he would go for.
Yeah, I didn't have that in mind in that game. So
yeah,
that's kind of the problem. I just had all my army on one spot, and then
Yep. So if this happens, just like send a couple of the roaches back towards the base. I think you'd be in a much easier spot. And like basically at this point, what I've also recently started doing, I suppose, is just to have my army hotkeyed, but then not use the hotkey and just sort of box all the stuff behind and around. I noticed a lot of the Zerg players do that in Korea for some reason. They don't hotkey army at all. I don't even know how they properly control it, but they just sort of use boxes to move things around. That may be something you want to pick up as well. Just to give a try, I suppose. I find queens to be really helpful in this scenario too. So you may want to also consider getting those a little bit sooner again. But yeah, from here on out, right? The game is gonna be really hard to come back from, just because they're they're gonna be able to kill that third. Yeah, so eventually you do split up the stuff. Yeah, you know perfectly fine how to do it.
Yeah, it's just I take a while to do it. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, just maybe one thing that helped me out quite a bunch is like whenever there's a single drop go on, just pretend there's another drop somewhere else as well. So like automatically, even if you don't see it, just defend a second drop that could potentially come. So if you look at the map, like for example, it's quite likely it's gonna drop over there, quite likely it's gonna drop over there, and quite likely it's gonna drop over there. So try and just, when you see one of those positions being dropped at, just try and immediately pretend that there's also one in the other spot. And more often than not, like I found it to be that there's always a second drop go on as well. That was beautiful. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point it's really tough to come back already.
Yeah, so I tried to drone at least my third base up.
Uh-huh.
But
like
then, I also had to get a bunch of units.
That was a really sick engagement. That was really good control.
Yeah. So once I get my roaches, ravagers, and infestors up, usually I can engage pretty good.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think it's just the management of before that and getting enough economy behind that.
Right.
So
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's probably what you want to try, okay? From like the next couple of ZVTs you're gonna play, okay? Just go ahead and make like 6 queens in each. In the earlier stage of the game. So like get the 3 bases up, but just build like 6 queens in total. So probably 4 before you take the third, and then 2 more afterwards a little later. It works so nicely with all this kind of play. It just defends super well against the meta effects. So basically what you do is you use the roaches or the zerglings or whatever you have to counter the army, and then you use the queen hotkey to just attack the medevac. And because of like the recent buff they did to the queen range, oftentimes if you don't get the medevacs, at the very least you push them away immediately, and that sort of shuts down the aggression. So considering like you're really strong in the middle stages of the game, if you survive the first couple, you probably are going to be fine. And I think queens are probably going to be your best bet, as it doesn't really cost you any larva either.
yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and write that down as well. Yeah, go 6 queens in ZVT. So probably 4 before third, then a few more. Yeah, like the Mutilating Bane style, it's not that strange to get like 10 queens or so. I think 6 queens is just fine. Yeah, it's just a shame, because you would have absolutely rolled him here if you didn't lose that third base initially.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the gas management here... Oh, right, okay. So here's actually one thing I would also recommend you do if you're in this scenario. So this is something that also is a little more new school, I suppose, but it may be something you want to do just in case, right? So, when you get to Hive... and you start up the Ultra Cavern, the Adrenal Glands, and +3/+3. Well, normally you start up +3/+3 anyway. What most of like the Korean Zergs at the very least have been doing, they've been going for the upgrades in the Evo Chamber a little bit later because they're a little too expensive. If you have the resources for it, you can definitely go +3/+3 then as well and research those at the same time. But most of them have been doing is because their win condition is to get Ultralisks out with circling support. They just focus on that first, and then after they get those out, that's when they start up 3/3. So they delay that for a little while.
Okay.
And the logic behind that is because, like, right now when you get the chitinous plating started, this is just like a massive investment, right? So you get the Ultra Cavern and the chitinous plating and the adrenal glands and then the upgrades. That's like 1,000 you're not going to be using in like a minute or two from now. So you may want to consider, you know, waiting with those just for a little bit. At the very least, the Evo Chamber ones, and just focus on the Ultra Cavern and the spawning pool for a little bit. That seems to be like more of a new school type of thing, though, but you may want to give it a try and see how it goes. In particular, like if you're in a game like this one, where it's not looking all too amazing, that's like an easy way to save yourself at least, you know, some additional army, and maybe get a couple Ultras out rather than the +1/+3.
Yeah, okay.
Get Ultra Cavern plus adrenal glands, then delay Evo Chambers until later. Just because they're so expensive, like getting all of it, you're spending so many resources for a couple minutes from now, and it's hard to justify.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Infestor micro is on point. Oof, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
There's like this push where with the bunch of tanks and Marine Marauder medevac.
Right.
And I didn't have any Ultralisks out or anything. So he was able to just push through and kill 2 of my bases.
Yep. Yeah, so even at this point in the game, adding on Queens is still a legit thing. But that goes so well with Ultras.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know the game is bad when Ultras can't even win it.
Yeah.
The one infested Terran. Yeah, so that's a damn shame. So I think the main thing that it all just came down from is like like 5 minutes and 30 seconds or 6 minutes or so where you lost that third base. I think that was kind of the main thing that just put you really far behind. Other than that, it's not. It's actually looking really solid, to be honest. You're not really making any major mistakes other than maybe the control in the earlier stages, and I think the Queens alone will already do a lot. One thing that you may want to consider, just popped in my head, I forgot about that. If you get a Spore Crawler or two, it's around 5-ish minutes, that can help out a lot against the harass as well. So in this particular map, you probably want to get like 1 over there and then 1 over there-ish. And that helps out against a lot of the Marine play as well. Like, just going back to like the point where you said like, hey, I'm losing most of the games in the first couple of minutes. Little additions like that should probably be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyhow, I'll go ahead and write that down as well. Got a few spores at around 5 minutes. Yeah, so Sushikun is saying, like, hey, if you would have spent this 1.6k minerals in a late game, that would have been easy. Yeah, the main reason I think is because the Evo Chamber upgrades were gotten at that point as well. That kind of prevented Nuke from getting, like, an additional 20 roaches or so. Oh, not quite 20.
Yeah, I had, like, 2,000 minerals, but only 100 gas. So I couldn't even build the Ultralisks.
You had 7 gas geysers, and yet, like, you had no proper... that just comes down to, like, you getting the adrenal glands, chitinous plating, ultra cavern, +3+, all those things. If you delay the plus, or like at least the Evo Chamber upgrades for a little while, that can help out with those kind of things a lot. Alright, so for this one, let's go ahead and add on those 6 queens or so in the earlier stages of the game, and then try and make the double spore crawlers around 5-ish minutes as well, okay?
Okay.
Let's go. Let's see if we can win this. That'd be good. On the Frozen Temple, pretty straightforward map. So on this map, like, you know where the elevator drop you from the third base into the main base?
Yeah.
That's like a good spot for a spore crawler. So like 1 in the main and then like 1 in the third as well. Usually that like shuts that down completely. The funny thing is that not a lot of pro gamers get their blind spore crawlers going. They don't do it all too often. It's just, you know, I don't have perfect control. My control isn't that great. I guess it's reasonable, but it's an easy investment to make to just sort of shut that sort of stuff down completely. And I don't know. At least it gives some peace of mind. It's the same for like the blind spores and ZVP. Before he goes 3 Rex Reaper. let's hope not. I didn't give him any assignment or whatever, but I think it'll be okay. I'll give him the GLH episode. Oh, dudes, I'm not gonna lie. I'm terrible at noticing those kind of UI changes. I just click find match 1v1. Let's go. I found the call button recently, though. That's pretty good. Cool, but it's really fun. Yeah, I got map hacks right now. I can check out my opponent or your opponent. Wow, he's building the 2 Rexes on your side. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, that happened in the one game and I defend, so...
Yeah, there you go. I've had it a couple of times though, where I'm like looking for someone from the stream to help someone I'm coaching out, and they just go for straight up cheese. It's like, wow, that's not what we're trying to focus on, you know? And they're like, well, I would argue that they need to learn how to defend cheese as well. I was like, yeah, but like we're focusing on macro right now, you know? Like it's not quite the focus of this session to defend cheese. Easy Grandmaster League play so far, man. Not enough APM spam though. Yeah, there we go.
You always need 1000 APM at the start of the game if you want to get you in.
yeah. For sure. You only got 103 average so far, man. What is this?
Feels bad, man.
It's a gold league?
So,
like, no, I'm kidding.
Silver place.
It's still one of the most common YouTube comments I get. Is when people asking, like, why are you spamming so much? It's like, well, I don't even notice it anymore at this point. It just sort of happens.
No. I couldn't switch my main base fast enough.
Oh, good. Alright, just go ahead and add on those extra queens. And if you need to, you can just get the 3rd earlier. If you hit that slight supply block here, that's cool. As long as he's not blocking it, of course. Nice scout there. Oh. Well, that's fine.
Reaper so imba.
They even move faster than Zerglings. Cool. Now, if you can always try and scout with the Overlord as well, just to sort of poke in with the Overlord to see what kind of build they're going for. Maybe something you want to consider. Not necessarily, you know, mandatory though. Okay, so keep on spamming the larva. A couple Overlords. Cool. Now, I don't know exactly when you usually get your Roach Ward and all that, so just go ahead and get those whenever you normally do.
Yeah.
Okay, so remember, like 5 minutes, 30 seconds, that's usually where your opponent will start dropping. Yeah, so this is probably that same marine play that you always see. So just be aware you're gonna need units then. So maybe consider getting 2 more queens. And make sure that the ones you do have are going to be hotkeyed. Now remember, 5 minutes is when you want to make the double spore, okay? Let's just make 2 in this match.
Okay.
And just make a round of roaches when the roach horn finishes. Cool. Okay. Now if you have the queens all hotkeyed, that makes it way easier as well. I think we're missing one.
I have the ones to inject on 6, and the other one in my army.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Cool. All right. Very good. We're probably gonna have to pull them back, the roaches. You didn't even care about the main man. Okay. Okay. So, let me pause for 1 sec. So, this wasn't quite the perfect defense, right? There was definitely some improvement you could make there, but I'm sure you found that, right?
Yep.
So, from here on out, like, there's 2 options for the Terran player. Basically, they go for either a third base, or they go for a all-out 2 base all-in. Those are kind of the 2 options that you're trying to figure out. Now, you got that overload at the third base. It's a pretty good indication of what could be happening, right? Mm-hmm. But after you defend this aggression, you should go ahead and, like, at the very least drone up for, like, 1 massive round. You could probably get away with, like, 16 workers or so for the third base, and then start making army again, okay?
Okay.
So right when you, like, defend that, that's, like, the moment where you start making drones, like, immediately. Sometimes you know you gotta defend it while it's still going on. I think you sort of had that in this game as well, but you probably could have, you know, made the drones a little bit sooner. That makes, you know, sense if it's a little difficult to do that at the same time, but just be aware of that, okay?
Yep.
So just go ahead and get the roach speed, get the evo upgrades, and get 1 big round of drones for the third. And then, depending if he is gonna get a third base, you may want to continue droning, or you may want to stop droning if he's not. If he's not gonna get the third base, then you probably are gonna expect a 2 base line.
Okay.
Cool. Let's straight back to overlords and everything. Ooh, we're gonna need some overlords. There we go. And let's get the +1/+1. Nice hotkeys actually on this. I like that. Okay, so let's have a look. What do we see? No third CC. That's kind of what we do see. So you probably want to make a lot of units from now on.
Yeah.
Okay, so notice the minimap. I totally didn't tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh, Queen can take that.
I mean, I saw the Liberator beforehand.
Yeah. You saw it move out, right? With the Under Overlord?
Yep.
Okay, so at the same time, right? Be aware that there might be a push in some other places as well.
Yep. Man, that green is so hard to spot.
Yeah, I was gonna... You hit Alt plus F in game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably want to hit Alt plus F at the next point as soon as possible. I couldn't see it either because I'm an observer. I can only see the color. Oh, actually, no, I can't change it. No, I can't. Never mind. Oh, there's a widow mine.
Yeah, I thought I built a spore already.
Yeah, so at this point in the game, it's really hard to continue onwards with playing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we probably want to commit to either like a 2-base all-in or go and macro from behind. Now you probably are better off going for an absolute 2-base all-in. So your way you probably want to set it up is go for some upgrades and then make a ton of stuff. Just make non-stop army. Because I think macroing from behind is like nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Very good. About that many overlords. Well, you saw that this 3rd base was super late though, so it's not like you're like in a terrible position or whatever regarding that. Actually, economy-wise, you're pretty much still in even. Well, meals, but
Yeah. I didn't really lose any workers at the third.
yeah, that's true.
Just my third itself, so that helped.
Yep. Okay, so as far as like pushing goes, you probably want to do that right when these upgrades finish. Now, in the meantime, you may want to consider tacking up towards a hive. I mean, we got a lot of resources anyway. Oh, you see the minimap?
Yep.
The one infested Terran is like, guys, come on, wait. Okay, so keep an eye out on when the +1/+1 finishes. Or +2/+1 rather.
Yep.
Very good there. So when you're doing this, right, try and box a bunch of your army to the 3rd. I know you're like,
Okay.
you need to defend this right now, but you don't need all the army there. Yeah, exactly. Try and get into the habit. It's really helpful. Okay. So, the upgrades are about to finish. This is a good time to consider starting to move out. Now, you may not want to pick up the victory just yet, but at least try and see how well things are going. And we do still have quite a bunch of resources in the bank, so it may be difficult to really get a good engagement off. Just keep in mind that it might be a good timing to move out at. Yeah. On this map, it's rough to push through the middle.
Yep.
You can see, like, reinforcements are going to be fine to defend against this. That exactly is hitting no drones. Oh, 2. Oh, man. Alright. So once again, right? When you do that, leave a couple of your units at the 3rd. Or at the natural, like wherever. Yep. Oh, check the main. And try if we can, like, to get those resources spent, because we got a ton of them. Okay, so I would probably want to switch into a army based around Ling and Ultra now. So I probably want to stop making roaches from here on out.
Yep.
Okay. So let's get the adrenal glands going as well, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I probably want to get a spire. Yep. Okay. Now, I would not want to allow him to get a fort base up. If you
I
can
was
prevent
just trying to find out where he was taking his fourth.
Good. Whew. Money biles. Alright, and keep on getting more ultras, probably your best bet. It's not actually a planetary, so that's really good for you too. So basically your maxed out army should contain a whole bunch of Corruptor as well. Okay, and I keep on reinforcing. Nah, don't use all your army. Just keep on pushing as well. You don't need all of that. So if you want to defend like that, just use some of it, okay? Don't use all of it, because this is where you're gonna obtain the victory eventually, right?
Yeah.
Your multitasking is fine, you can do it. See? One ultra. That defends everything. Well, unless they're loaded up, but... There you go. Really good biling, man.
Yeah, it's pretty easy with the flight helper thing.
Yeah. Are you using rapid fire, or are you just...
yeah, I'm using rapid fire.
Ah, okay.
It would load that.
GG. Cool. So, a little bit of a messy game, but you ended up winning it anyway.
Yeah, I think the pushing out, like, with the Roach Ravager, when the upgrade's finished, is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just have to do that more and just use reinforcements for defending.
Yep.
Because, like, yeah, I lost one base, but yeah.
Yeah, he didn't kill any of the drones. You said that, like, correctly. Like, he killed the base, but you already remade it immediately, and then you really didn't, like, lose a whole lot at that point anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Sufi is saying Ultras, man, I always lose to them. This is, like, the entire basis of this build. Basically, get Ultras, win the game. Don't get Ultras, lose.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole, like, the whole strategy. Now, ideally, you do want to get some Corruptor as well, but it turned out fine. Like, the bios were really legit. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but... Rapid fire is what makes the difference between high-level players and low-level players. I mean, that's a little bit excessive, but...
I mean, it got me from Diamond 3 to Diamond 2. Like,
really?
About that, I would say. Yeah, it's because when you press like C-click, 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 you click on enemy units eventually. And you have to re-click on your Ravagers. And just takes a lot of time.
Oh, you mean that way. I've never actually had that, but yeah, I know what you mean. I actually personally don't use rapid fire, for anyone wondering. It's like a little key you can press down to like spam click.
It's in the settings, and like you can use your it's set to the left mouse key to cast an ability, but you can add an additional hotkey and just set it to whatever ability you want to use.
Yeah, so if I understand correctly, it like spams the ability, right?
Yeah, you just hold down the button and move your mouse around. And
yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have to
yeah.
even click your mouse.
You don't click anymore, right? You just click Z, like, or I don't know what your hotkey is for corrosive bile.
It's C. C. So I just hold down C and just move my mouse, or hover my mouse over the enemy army, and yeah.
All right. Well, I don't actually use rapid fire myself, guys. I'm one of those guys that is pretty set in his ways when it comes to mechanics goes, and it's hard to switch over. But you guys are probably right. I should at the very least give it a try. I tried it out when it first was found out, but that was like when you couldn't customize a whole lot of other stuff, and it made it hard to like really make use of it. But I may want to go ahead and give it a try as well. I never really have any issues though, landing corrosive biles or any of my spells for that matter. But we'll go ahead and give it a try.
Because yeah, it just like basically uses all your corrosive biles in less than a second, so they're ready faster, and yeah.
Right, that too.
Just helps.
Yeah, you probably are right. I'm playing very Ravager heavy versus Protoss right now.
Yeah,
I thought you'd use rapid fire. Yeah, I think I've gotten very good at clicking. I click very quickly with my It's actually kind of honoring that you guys think I use rapid fire just because I click really fast. But all right, well, yeah, good point. All right, you want to do another one?
Yeah, sure.
Cool, let's do it. What map do we go now? Let's go ahead and Shrines of Lisu. No, okay, we won't do that one. That's not a ladder map. Wait, it is a ladder map. It's probably a 2v2 or whatever.
Yeah, there are a lot of like weird maps.
We don't know these maps.
In team games.
Avalon Labs? What the heck is that? Backcountry? I've never heard of that map. Molten Temple? Daryless Hills?
I know these maps because I play like a little bit of 3v3 and 4v4 just for fun. Like,
right.
I can't concentrate on 1v1. But yeah, I have no idea of the names.
Fair enough. Wait, a lot of people have never heard of rapid fire. Man, I'm gonna have to give it a try as well just to see what happens. Okay, ready, Mr. Sufi? Ready, Mr. Nuke?
Yep.
Let's go. No, basically, Keys, what you do is you hold down the hotkey and then you move around your mouse. And it will cast all the bios everywhere. Is this guy German? Yes. Is it TLO? No. There are more German Zerg players. I knew that was going to be your next question.
Yeah, you always have to ask.
You never know, man. Maybe I am coaching TLO. It's not like TLO is like a full league higher than myself. But... You thought TLO and Raven were the only Germans? No. There are more Germans out there. There's like 50 million or so. Probably more.
Yeah, more. But those are not important Germans.
there's just two important Germans. TLO and Raven. There's a lot more German pro gamers, man.
Showtime.
Yeah. the best of them by far. There's a really good video by Jack Attack that explains rapid fire. There's no need for me to make a video about that, I don't think, unless a lot of people want me to, but it is a perfect example on how to do it. There you go. Promoting the the competitors. Alright, you can get 19 Overlord, and then you can get one more worker, by the way. I know you were a little late on the 20 drone in the previous game. I don't know if that's like your default play, but you can get like one more drone out right now.
Okay. Yeah, I always just wait for the spawn pool to finish, then I get one queen and two sets of links, and then in the natural one queen and one drone.
Oh, alright, yeah.
And drone from there on out, but...
I just always re-rally my main to my natural right now.
Yeah, I don't like re-rallying, because like when I use when I lose workers in one mineral line, I can just press on that hedge right there and make a bunch of workers.
Right.
Yeah, I've just got used to that.
Yeah, so,
yeah.
All right, don't lose the first Overlord. I don't know what's going on here though. You did you see the buildings you made there?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what are we doing? What's the build?
Well, that was a reactor, so there'll be a bunch of marines and also Hellions, I guess.
Yeah, it could be either. Considering that's a really fast factory, it's probably more likely that it's gonna be going for some Hellion play. Just try and keep eye out on that for that sort of stuff. Yep. The fact that you're overextended helps out, I guess. Oh no, that was totally planned, right?
Yeah, of course.
I would get the third base to the south, like the one down below. Oh, I thought you already sent a worker there. Sorry, that's my bad.
No.
Very good. Probably want to make like one Zergling or a couple of Zerglings just to scout the watchtower as well. Or at least like move one of over. Yeah, just in case. Very good. Okay, so you get the perfect scout here. Excuse me, gentlemen. Coming through. Was that a siege tank?
Yep.
Interesting. I would say the build doesn't change all too much. You may want to just skip out on the Spore Crawlers though, but if you want to practice it, just go ahead and get one or so in the main. Okay, let's get the +1/+1. Yep. Probably want to go melee upgrade rather than missile.
Okay.
Just makes the late game transition easier. I don't know. Also mostly a preference one, but I like being consistent with that, I suppose. Like you had the melee in the previous one, so I figured it's probably better to focus on one.
Yeah.
Okay, we're probably gonna need a couple more roaches in that, I think. Usually about 8 or so is probably good for defense, just in case. Oh, you already got a bunch, actually. Alright, my bad. Actually, no, that's fine. Cool. Now keep an eye out for that third base of the Terran, okay? Because that really is what we're gonna need to look for. Okay, so he's not moving out yet. That's an indication to make a lot of stuff at home. Just go ahead and make a bunch of drones. Yeah, probably could have been a little greedier on the droning in this game. Okay, let's get the... Yeah, I probably want to make a couple more workers though in the third base, just in case. It's actually right now pretty far behind as far as the drone count goes. Yep. Cool. Okay, now once you're maxed out on saturation on 3 bases, that's where you really should start making army. So probably can be a little greedy on the droning, and then just start making non-stop army.
Okay.
That's it, right there exactly with the third base as well. Very good. Now, try and keep an eye out on where he could be taking his third base. There's like 2 places on this map. If he still doesn't have it down, I'd be very cautious. Like, I would probably start looking for potential hidden bases and all that. I don't know if he has it down, but... Probably want to consider sending overlords over or something.
Yeah, I just made...
oh yeah, I see. Cool. Yeah. Also want to definitely bring some overseers to the fight. In particular ones the siege tanks, just in case of high grounds. So we're still not seeing a third man. This is weird now.
Yeah.
I would be very cautious. I would probably want to run a Ling around the map or whatever, just in case he has one like in the bottom right corner or whatever. Otherwise, it's going to be a massive 2 basal in. Oh no, he's going right now. Okay, so get those resources down to 0 if you can. Gonna need a couple of overlords. And definitely bring the queens this time around as well. Yep. Hit the injects once more and then bring them all. Okay, so ideally you fight him before his siege tanks can siege up, right? Or can drop down. So that creep spread helps out a lot here. Solid creep spread. Really want to keep those minerals low though. Just go ahead and add on a couple of queens as well while we're at it. And set up a concave the biggest you can. Yep. Now, considering he's on creep, you can't even jump him if you want to, but I'd be careful. Just keep an eye out on those siege tanks. Oh, gonna need a couple more overlords. Excuse me, siege tanks coming. Okay, maybe get like an overseer changeling or whatever if you can over there. Yep. Very good patience though. Solid. Now, he is probably taking that third base, right?
Yeah.
If you can, maybe run around with a couple of roaches, because he's going to probably play it oh, well, maybe you don't need to. He's slow pushing forward, which is very uncommon. Oh no, he's going. Just attack move. There you go. Try and land those biles on the tanks. Probably going to have to move forward for that though.
New subscriber detected.
Okay.
Swarm host versus tanks.
Definitely going to have to reinforce though. Keep that macro going. Got a lot of resources. Hit those queen injects as well. Oof. Well, hey. And then just start tacking up. That was a good defense. Thank you very much right there as well, Grimdy, for the resub. Appreciate it. There you go. That's a huge, actually. You could probably just finish off the game at this point if he does attack. Yeah, I would probably just bring all this stuff across. Oh, well, no, he has a lot of stuff here, actually. Oh, you can try. That was a huge engagement. That was a really good engagement as well. That was really well played. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so probably want to move some units over from your bases to your fourth. Yep. And maybe even get a couple more workers over there just in case. But you may want to try your luck and see if you can push. Don't overextend though, it's not worth it. Oh, is he coming again? Oh, we bring the queens? Oh, they're on the army hotkey, alright. So your other option is to just simply get your hive units out. That's probably your safest bet here. Make sure to get a spire as well though. Get the ultra cavern and a spire at the same time. Yep. And adrenal glands. Okay, so this is kind of the point where you just stop making roaches and just go pure into Zergling Ultra. That's rapid fire as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty useful because I can use it for... So...
Yeah.
Makes a lot of things easier.
I should pick it up. I'm gonna try it. Now we know the third base is not a planetary, so that's probably gonna be like your point of contest. The point that you want to move out at is gonna be... That's actually really nice. I love that Zergling run by. That's great. But the point that you want to move out is gonna be when Ultra Caverns finish up. So don't take any like super unnecessary fights here. Although this is great. Biles, man. Biles. Oh. Yep, there we go. Okay, so just... Yeah, just back up if you need to. Try and run by with the links. And get some ultras. Beautiful. Chitinous plating. Now, I think if you coordinated those a little better, could have been brilliant, but...
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Solid hotkeying there once again. Okay, and just any roaches, if you've leftover gas or whatever, just make some Ravagers, and if you've got leftover minerals, just make a macro hatchery or make a bunch of links or whatever. Or a fourth, or a fifth, I guess that would be. Yep. Okay, so you want to move out when chitinous plating finishes, okay?
Okay.
Now, I think it's time to start chomping away. This looks like a chomping moment.
Yep.
Just be careful if your opponent is happening to have a bunch of Liberator out all of a sudden. Just be prepared to make some corruptor. Excuse me, we're ultralisk. Just go first fort then. That's fine. Oh, well, there he is. Now, if you can, try and click the roaches and move them backwards manually. You see, like, the ultras are on... Well, whatever. They're ultras. They don't give a shit. Alright, just reinforce it for ultras and links and a couple corruptor. Doesn't even matter, man. They don't even need to be in a fight to murder shit. That was effectively a 2 ultra fight.
Yep. Pushing through.
Well, that was a beautifully played game, though. Like, honestly, not a whole lot of things you can improve upon there, other than maybe some macro slip-ups, but I'm sure you were aware of those. Like, that was really nice.
Yeah.
Mr. Siege Tank, stop that. That was really sick. Yeah, just make some corruptor if you need to. Like, the only thing that could lose you the game now is heavy liberator play.
Yeah, I was supply block before that.
Oh,
So
well, you were maxed. Technically, you supply block.
That's what I meant.
Nice. That was sick. That was a really good game. That was really sick. Lift the buildings, fly to the corner. That was really good though. Oh yeah, well, the only thing I think, hold on, let me open up a replay, because I think there's gonna be one point where you could probably improve upon, other than, you know, the fact that this game was really well played. It's really solid. Probably could have drawn up that third base a little greedier.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I almost forgot, but that's pretty important. Dark Adias says, I need a Zerg coach to show me build orders. Dude, head to this YouTube channel. It's called youtube.com/LowkoTV. Something like that anyway. Just search like StarCraft 2 guide and you'll find guides, dude.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty good. I think he even does coaching. Not sure though.
You don't even need to pay for that, man. You just get free coaching on the internet. There's a lot of video content out there. Oh, you're a Platinum Protoss. Oh, that's okay, dude. You don't need build orders. Just make a lot of adepts. Okay, no, I was kidding. I was kidding. Now, I got Protoss builds up on YouTube as well, in case you're interested. Alright, yeah, so just look like at the income tab, okay? Just hold down, just hit I, and then check the amount of harvesters. There's a bunch more for your opponent. In particular, when you have your third base already done, it was a little bit slow there on the worker count. So I think the main thing that it comes down to is that, like, you don't really know how many roaches to make, it feels like, when it comes to playing defensive. So when the roach warrant finishes, you seem a little hesitant on the amount of drones you're getting away with. You can probably be more decisive in that. So after you get like that big round of roaches right here, so you get, I think you get about, I don't know, like 6 or so, this goes straight back into full-on droning. Because this is kind of the moment where you start falling behind economically speaking. So I think from here on out, you can be more greedy for droning up that third base. So notice right now, like income, it's just gonna go very quickly into Terran's favor, and that's not really, that's not really what you want to do. So, yeah, it's just a matter of being more greedy with spending the larva, I suppose. Yeah. Then like once you've got that 3 base saturated, that's where you go full on unit production. And right now you got once again that eco finished up, or at least like similar to him. That's where you're fine to make non-stop stuff, but yeah. Other than that, very clean game. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot left to discuss. Solid overall placement, solid scouting. Very good patience here as well. I actually really like that patience you had over here.
I learned that the hard way.
This is like one of the most difficult things for Zerg players to do, by the way. I just want to point that out for anyone watching. Like, pushing into these siege tanks when they're on creep is so tempting. It's so freaking tempting because you see that they're being greedy, man. They're just baiting you. They're just scanning as well, cleaning up the creep and all that. But there's really no advantage to be gained if you push into it here. You know that at some point, if they want to push this, they're going to have to pick up tanks like that. And that's exactly what he did. And, I mean, then you just won this fight. If you would have fought into the siege tanks, you probably would have lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably could have gotten away with a little bit more in-fight macro, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's like one of those things you probably just need to spend a little bit more attention to, because you know you can easily do that. But yeah, I'm starting to lose my voice. What's going on? I don't lose my voice. I haven't lost my voice in years. Yeah, other than that, it was really well played. You want to do one more? Do we have time for one more? We can do one more. Okay, the biggest map in the map pool. I'm sure you can take him out here as well. Just gonna have to be real careful with your overload position or your army placement when the initial droppings go down. To what extent do you guys think the StarCraft 2 remake from... I guess you're talking about the HD remake from Brood War, right? To what extent do you guys think that rumor is true? I think it makes a lot of sense. I actually am thinking about doing like a dedicated video sometime next week before BlizzCon, where I talk about all my predictions of, you know, what will more than likely happen at BlizzCon. I think there's going to be quite a couple of things we can discuss about. Obviously, it's just speculation, right? But I think it'd be a lot of fun to make something like that. But I think it would make perfect sense.
Yeah, covered animations actually made also a predicting video.
Yeah,
It's really
I
hilarious.
saw that one. Yeah, that one was so funny. Now, I'm not that funny, but it's actually pretty legitimate though, because there's a lot of good discussions. But I think what someone was saying there, like the classic games remake, makes so much sense.
Yep.
Is this map bigger or Frost Alley? What do you think?
I think Frost Crossbones is definitely bigger.
Yeah, probably. This map feels huge though. It doesn't feel like a StarCraft map. I've been saying that forever, but it feels like a Command & Conquer map or whatever. It feels so strange. It's fun. Yeah, I saw a lot of professional gamers complain this year about the final map that they will need to play on in StarCraft for BlizzCon. Like, obviously, it's going to be this map pool, but none of them apparently like any of the maps. only Frost is supposedly okay, but it also has some situational imbalance when it's like cross position. Pretty much, you know, Zerg has a massive upper hand, so it's... We'll see. Didn't see this many complaints last year.
I mean, the map pool before this, or even another one before this, I don't know, the one with this this weird map, the one with the bridge right across.
I mean,
like
if I see it, I'll New Gettysburg.
Upside down.
Oh,
but upside down. That one map. Everyone complained about.
We played it for like a year, and I can't come up with the name right now.
Yeah.
I've played like a good 500 games or so on the map, and someone in chat will be able to know what he's talking about. Basically, New Gettysburg is that map 2.0. Get him. Oh, dirty.
Reaper so strong.
Yeah. All right, just go ahead and get the other queens as well. Xel Naga Caverns? No, dude. That's old. That's old. Arena. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, Arena wasn't good. The funny thing is that in a best of 7, that map would always be played last because everyone vetoed that map, but in a best of 7, you need 7 maps. So they just sort of had to play Arena. Nobody practiced that map either, I'm sure. It's the same for Dasan this season. Like, Dasan is just a horribly imbalanced map. I'm sure nobody practices it, but... I mean, in the finals, we're gonna need 7 maps, so we'll see. Wait, Lowko, your Cannon Rush video is close to 1 million views? Wow, I didn't even know that. For some people, For some reason, that video is doing really well. It's titled, How to Fuck Up a Protoss Player. That's the title of that video. It's got nearly a million views. Nice.
I mean, I can understand that. We really don't like Protoss.
We're biased. That's an old video as well. It's literally just a thumbnail of a cannon.
I mean, Protoss can do some really weird stuff. And even get away with it.
Yeah. Alright, so here's what we were talking about in the previous one, right? Make that big round of roaches, and then like go straight back to droning.
Yep.
You may want to go for the double blind spore as well. I would at the very least get one behind the natural, and then like one at the third. Yeah, exactly. So this very much so looks like the double matter effect drop. Just know it hits 5 minutes 30 seconds, okay? So we're gonna need to get enough stuff here. We're gonna need more, yeah. Make sure to have the queens together as well. There we go. Oh, dirty. Oh, that could have been worse. Yeah, so that's also a help for the Spore Crawler. Now you're gonna need the queens to target fire down the Medivacs. That will probably make it easier. Let's go ahead and add on more queens here. They're like a good way of spending resources. Okay, there we go. All right. So once you defend it, like right now, that's where you start flooding the map with drones again. Start getting as many drones as possible. Now we're gonna need a spore here as well, just because there is still that widow mine. Yep. Okay. Exactly, so be careful of that third base timing. Now we've known from the previous games that he's probably pretty late on those as it is. You can use the roaches here though, that's fine. But definitely go ahead and drone up here. You're totally fine. You can get Evo upgrades and everything, if you didn't already. Now, there's gonna be some play in the main, I'm not sure what that is. May need more queens.
Drop.
Yep. So when you defend, right, remember, leave a couple of things at the third. Well, probably want to run the drones first. Cool. Now we're gonna have to remake any of those workers we have lost here. Definitely drone up, yep. Now, even though he didn't do anything this game, there was a big chance he was gonna come back with this double Medivacs, right?
Yep.
Okay. So before making any army, just establish that 3 base eco. Unless you see a lot of movement on the map, but... Well, he still doesn't have a third. Okay, we still have units at the third, right?
Somewhere. Oh, there now. Outkick them on another hotkey. Didn't notice.
Oh, good. Oh! Get him. Alright, natural. Yeah, we've lost a lot of workers this game.
Yep.
Okay, let's get one more round of workers for the third base, and then we really need to start making army, otherwise it's far too greedy. This may already be too greedy. Considering you've killed a bunch of the units though, and the Medivacs as well, that helps out a lot, but... Okay, so hey, you got spores. Very good. This is good defense right here. So the defense of the main base at the same time, that's solid. Actually, I really like the queen in that hotkey. So I sent those dudes over, yeah. Ooh. Okay, get the drones back to mining. Very good. And just check whether or not you got full saturation, okay? Okay, so it looks like he's moving across the map, or at the very least he's moving out. I'm not sure if that's going to be headed towards the third here or not. But just be prepared to start spending all those resources, because we got a lot right now. Cool. Want to knock down the rocks at the natural? It looks like he's going to start up the third base right now. I don't know if you can get vision of that. Yeah, he most definitely is. Oh. Well, he most definitely is. Alright, so let's get those resources spent and start teching up, I suppose. You can definitely go out and get the fort here as well. I always like getting it to the right side of the map, but alright, yeah, that's fine as well. Just something to keep in mind. Like basically where you just killed the rocks, that's like a good place for a fort, it feels like.
Yeah.
New subscriber detected.
Thank you Epic Games for the resub. Appreciate it. It's been a little while since I've seen your name in the chat, sir. Thank you. Okay, probably want to get some safety Ravagers. Oh, Medivacs. Oh, breakfast. Well. Dude, those spores I told you to make are paying off.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this is like the perfect example. Careful though. Well, you stopped down. You shut down 3 medevacs to the main. Okay. Oh man, Sufi is losing the focus. Maybe tilting a little after losing those 3 medevacs. That was a rough one. That was such a rough loss. Oh man. He was playing really good in the earlier stages, but then I guess he's just sort of lost what was going on. Oh hey, better for us. Cool. So let's get a round of workers for that 3rd base as well. Dude, that was so quick. Those spore yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to give rapid fire a try. That spreading was like instant. So did you just do like one big wave? That was it?
Yeah. I control clicked all the creep tumors. Then I held down C and just swung my mouse around.
That was an instant spread. Nice. Alright, we're gonna need an ultra covered.
Yep.
And adrenal glands. So definitely do start making Zerglings here. And maybe a couple of Ravagers. Yeah. It's gonna be a little while since, or until Ultras come out. We're just gonna need to be safe until then. Alright, make sure to get kite displating. Oh wait, no, sorry, not yet. Okay, let's get kite displating and then start making the ultras. And more links, I suppose. Now these reinforcement links you're making right now, you like one big round of links, try and use those for like a separate hotkey group. I found that to be real helpful, like running to the 3rd base and all that.
Okay.
So you could go for the rocks behind his base. You know, at the very least, like once your upgrades finish up. And at this point, after the +1 armor in air, you also want to consider getting the... Oh, I guess he has middle. But you also want to consider getting the, what's it called? The Great Aspire.
Okay.
I would probably just fight, like, yeah, if you can, try and push in, but if it turns out to be hard, just knock down the rocks behind his natural. Although... I think it's a little too early, to be honest. Yeah, probably want to back off. Just because the +3/+3 and +1 armor and adrenal glands or chitinous plating aren't quite done yet. This is making a lot of links. We got a lot of larvae anyway. Yep. Yeah, that was a little preemptive. Okay, let's go ahead and get another base as well while you're at it, because he seems to be making a lot of command center. So if you're in this scenario, just take out the rocks behind the natural. That's like the best way of entrance right now.
Okay.
Okay, now we can start taking fights. Really good creep spread, by the way. You've got it practically everywhere.
It's usually not that good. I don't know what's going on.
I'm making you focus on the game. That helps.
Yep.
Very good. So basically killing that is like a massive annoyance for the Terran. As you can see, like he's immediately like annoyed at it. I don't know if he's gonna actually push or if he actually realized just yet. But if you open up that... Oh, dude, this is breakfast. Breakfast is served. Let's go. Let's go. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Chomp, chomp. Oh, man. Beautiful transfuse as well. Alright, let's go. Probably want to get a couple more Corruptors and a Greater Spire. Gotta be Rook. Is that a planetary on the top? Oh, well, it was. Yeah. It was once upon a time. Zerg A move for the victory, boys. No. He was transfusing and biling like mad. Zerg OP.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. You seem to win games where you're actually pretty far behind, which is funny.
Yep.
The upgrade lead helps out a lot. Yeah, that was an A move with a pre-made surround, exactly. Let's make more Zerglings. We've got a lot of larvae, I think. Yeah. And just add on a ton of Corruptor whenever you need to as well. I think we got more incoming, but... Oh, there we go. You got a ton. That's it. GG! Well, he's taking his moment, but... Really, really well played. Like, look at the map, man. It's completely covered in goo.
Yep.
And then even the Brute Lord switch. If there's like a planetary on top of the ramp, you may want to make the Brute Lords first and then push in, but I mean, we didn't even see the planetary until it died, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
That was a really well played match. Nice. Yeah, I don't know if you have any more questions or anything you're curious about or anything you're wondering of.
Not right now, no. I think like, I mean, I guess he's only Diamond, but yeah, I think I just need to remember all these things and focus a little bit, and yeah, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah, I think you've got the hang of it. I think your main weakness is probably gonna be drop defense when they go on several occasions. Just realize, like, if you're gonna focus hard, like, focus the first 8 minutes of the game really hard. Like,
Yeah.
first 8 minutes is like the most important part. After that, you seem to be able to be just fine. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Sufi, as well. Thank you, Sufi, for all of the help. I appreciate it. But that was very, very well played. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of practice, really. I'm sure we'll speak again next month, so you know, I'm expecting at least like 4 point. I don't know. What do you say? How much MMR do you think you can get next month ish?
I think, I mean, I don't have any exams. Not that I would spend that much time on it anyways, but yeah, I think, let me see. Yeah, I think at least back up to 4.3k. Like, that's the minimum. I might be able to get that like in one lucky day and then lose it all again in another. But yeah, I think stable around that would be pretty good for the first time.
No, that's very good, man. That's I believe Master League as well, right? I think I think it's going to be.
I think something around 4.4k. I think, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I would say heading Masters 3 in this season is definitely up for grabs here. I wouldn't be surprised. It's looking really, really nice.
Yep.
Anyway, man, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Hope you managed to improve at least a bunch. Are you okay, by the way, if I upload it to YouTube?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Good times.